up, man? Welcome in. When I tell y'all, listen, it's been so long since we've been together. And like legit, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I am so happy to I was checking the other camera, my bad. All right, man. So listen, I'm so happy to finally be back. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been together, right? And I'm not a fan of when we are apart. I enjoy this show just as much as you all do, or I hope that you guys do based on what you tell me when I see you all. So, shout out to you for tuning in. I apologize for the couple of weeks because I had missed, honestly, my plate, my choice 2 weeks ago, and then I missed the Purpose Life on Monday. Just kind of been moving and shaking a little bit. So I apologize to you all because I promise you, listen, there is no other place I'd rather be on a Monday than right here with you all doing what we do. But a couple of weeks ago, I went to this prayer conference in Georgia. So I was traveling back on Monday. So that's kind of what took away my plate, my choice on Monday. And then last Monday, the Purpose Life got ready to go live to do the Purpose Life. And the platform that we use said that they had like a breach in the system or something. Not a breach, my bad. Let me not scare anybody. Not a breach. They said that they had an outage in the system and that they were working to get the outage rectified. So of course, like that just kind of made us be no communication for 2 weeks. But listen, we back, baby, like we never left. Okay. So listen, let's get to it. Okay. Let's get to it. My plate, my choice. Because I have been gone for 2 weeks, y'all know if I have to have any time, listen, I appreciate that. I'm glad you're here as well. I appreciate that. Y'all know if I have to have some delay or some time off, and I really haven't done that. Honestly, in the 2 years we've been doing this, I don't really think I've missed for real. I try my best to be on the stream every Monday. I don't care what I have to go through. I'm here every Monday because I want to make sure that I am continuing to pour into you guys and continue to build this space, this communal space that we have, man. So by all means, I said all that to say thank you guys for rocking with me. And I apologize for missing the last 2 weeks. But listen, we here. So listen, today I am going to get to it. I'm not going to talk to you all about the do's and don'ts as far as health and nutrition. Okay. I'm just going to give you a healthy recipe. Let me say it like that. I'm just going to give you a healthy recipe today. All right. So listen, rock with me for a second. How many of you all like tzatziki's? Do I have tzatziki's fans on the stream today? Tzatziki's fans on the stream? If you are, I always try to show you, number one, a way that you can do everything in your house. Yeah. Hey, it's different out there now. Why go spend $14, $15, $16 at tzatziki's when I can just make tzatziki's at the house, right? And now I can make tzatziki's for the week. I'm going to go spend $14, $15, $16 and just get one tzatziki's meal. And I could probably spend double that and get tzatziki's meals for the weeks, okay? And I think really what I'm going to start doing, I'm going to start giving you guys a cost breakdown, the breakdown of when we do meals so you can really kind of have an understanding of just kind of how to do this. I know I've heard a lot of people say that they don't do it because they always have been told or they have seen that it's more expensive to eat healthy or to eat cleaner. It does cost a bit more, but there are ways to do it, right? There are definitely ways to do it. So listen, without further ado though, y'all rock with tzatziki's. Yes, I see some of y'all. Okay, cool. I'm gonna show y'all how to make tzatziki's today. All right. So listen, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get active real quick. All right. So listen, one of my favorites, I'm gonna bring up the other camera. All right, so one of my favorites, a staple in my weekly rotation, is going to be salmon. I love salmon. And for those of you that just kind of wonder what I eat as far as my proteins each week, it's going to be ground turkey, ground chicken, salmon, and shrimp. Those are really the four meats that I'm going to mess with. If I happen to, right now is deer season, so I got a few friends that do some hunting. So, I will ask them to give me some deer if they get some. If y'all know some people that hunt, listen, your boy loves some good venison. I don't need them to cook it for me. I can do that part myself. But if you know some people, hey, please send them my way. I love to fill my freezer up with some good venison so I can eat it throughout the year. But really and truly, ground turkey, ground chicken, salmon, and shrimp. That's really kind of what I'm going to eat. And I just find a different way to do it so that I never get tired of it. All right. So we're going to get started. Now, I already prepped the salmon. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I said I'm going to start giving you the cost, yesterday I was in Walmart and, they will throw that yellow sticker on something when it's about to expire the next day. it's still good. It's just about to expire the next day. So they take $2-3 off of it because they want to get out the store because it's expiring the next day. So I grabbed this salmon. It was like the part, not the full plank. I love the plank. If I'm going to cook for the week for myself, or if I'm prepping for clients, like I'm buying the plank of salmon. But they just had the little two pieces of salmon. I think this was like $7, right? So boom, I cut it up so that I can really and truly, I can make this two. It's probably a little bit too much for me to eat in one sitting, so I probably will make it two. All right, so here we go. So I went ahead and prepped the salmon, all right? And I can tell you what I did on the salmon. I just cubed it up. Put it in a plastic container with some extra virgin olive oil, seasoned it with a couple seasonings, threw some fresh dill in there, and threw it in the air fryer on 400 for about 8 minutes, and came out perfectly. All right, so boom, salmon's done. That's quick. You all know I have shown you how to do rice thousands of times. If you haven't seen a video, I'll tell you the way to do rice so that it comes out perfectly every time. Bring your water to a boil. Throw the rice in there. Now remember, the ratio is 2 to 1. 2 to 1. 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice, okay? Like if your ratio isn't right, then your rice isn't going to turn out well. That's simple. These are like the basics of being in the kitchen, right? So bring the water to a boil. And once you bring your water to a boil, throw your rice in, put the lid on. I'll count to like 10 seconds, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10. Okay, when I get to 10, I go ahead and turn the eye off. I don't remove it from the eye. I just turn the eye off, and I leave the rice in there with the lid on. It's going to cook perfectly every time. Now, you may say, George, like yellow rice isn't healthy. This is not yellow rice. It's not yellow rice. This is the regular basmati or jasmine rice that I use. I just season. Y'all see what color I am. I like seasoning. So I season my rice. So this particular batch of rice, I season with a little lemon pepper seasoning, just because I just don't like plain stuff, right? So boom. So we got both of those out the way, okay? So what we're going to do though, because I didn't want to like not cook for you guys at all. So we got to have some vegetables, right? We got to have some vegetables for your bowl. So, and of course I already kind of pre-washed everything. Now when you're doing this, you can legit do this however you want to. Like whatever vegetables you like to use, you can use that, and that's fine. I kind of have a standard flow that I like to use as far as what goes in mine. If I get bored with it, like I can cook the same meal, but I'll just switch up my veggies, and now mentally it becomes a completely different meal, all from just switching up the veggies. Am I changing up the rice? No. I could, and if I wanted to, I did this with salmon. For my clients this week, I did like Greek Mediterranean bowls. I did it with chicken. I can do it with shrimp. I can do it with salmon. So that way, like consistency is your friend. And I've told you all that for years now, that consistency is your friend. And so the way that you beat the mental side of being consistent, because nobody likes to just do the same thing over and over, right? We get bored doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Like I'm tired of eating the same thing. All right. So if you are truly tired of eating the same thing, make it differently. Use different seasonings. Use a different sauce, like whatever. But it's your world. Right? It's your world. It's all in how you do it. So okay, here we go. Boom. All right. So now we're about to get active with the vegetables. I'm going to toss the vegetables in there. Now, really and truly, y'all see that right there? I need to switch the other. All right. You can see it. There we go. All right. So y'all know I'm always going to use Pam as the base. All right. So really and truly, these are all the vegetables that I'm going to saute. My bad. Forgot the zucchini. The zucchini. All right, so you're going to chop this up, though. Now, listen, you can chop the zucchini up however you want to chop it up. You can dice it in circles. You can dice it in blocks, cubes. It does not matter. Like, I'll have people ask me, like, well, what made you do? I just did it that way because I felt like it. But you can do it however you want to in your kitchen. I'm just giving you the model. This is just a model for you guys so that when you're sitting in the kitchen, or when you go back and you look at the videos, because y'all know we leave everything up on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it, because I doubt that everybody's in the kitchen right now cooking. So we leave the videos up, and I know a good video, I'll kind of go watch the videos later because people will stop me and be like, hey, I'll never really get to watch your videos on live, but I do go back and watch them. Here's a couple questions, or like, so I appreciate that, But I'm saying that to say we leave the videos up so that you guys can go back and watch them, and you can work with, you can kind of experiment and do whatever you want to do with it. It's your world. By all means, it's your world. I cook it my way. When you're at the house, you can cook it your way. All right. So when this heats up a little bit more, I'm gonna throw the vegetables in there. I'm gonna saute them a little bit. Yeah, let me do the thing. All right, so I'm gonna throw the vegetables in there. I'm gonna saute them just a little bit, and then I am going to bring them out. I mean, because this is pretty. It's a simple meal, honestly. You all know I always like to try to show you meals that you can do quickly. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen because I have to prep for myself, and then I prep for my meal prep clients. So I spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I don't want every meal to be a meal that took me 2 hours to make, and then the next meal 2 hours to make, because I give myself options for the week so that even though I'm eating the same things, I can cycle them in and out. They're in the freezer. I've shown y'all my freezer before, prep containers up and down. So I just cycle everything in and out, and we just go from there, right? So here you go. It's almost ready, but we'll get it there. And if you don't like onions, I like red onions. If you don't like onions, don't use onions. Like, it's not bro, it's your world. It is your world. However you want to do it, by all means, do it the way that is sufficient for you. Now, because I am going to come back and show you guys in just a second, we can't have a tzatziki's meal without the tzatziki's sauce, right? We got to have the sauce. So I'm going to show you guys how to do the sauce. But because I'm doing the sauce, I'm not going to do too much with the seasoning of the vegetables. Like, as I told you in the beginning, yes, I do like seasoning. But there is a difference between seasoning and over seasoning, right? So I'm going to keep it light with this because I season my salmon, I season my rice. I'm just going to give the vegetables, I just want them to have a little taste of something, right? So boom, I just want them to have just a little taste so that when I bite down in them, they doing something, right? So here we go. So we got our vegetables going. Before we mix those up, I guess I can start on the sauce. Y'all want to see the sauce? All right, y'all do. I know y'all do already. All right, so of course, this is a very clean meal because you got your rice, you got your salmon, and you got vegetables. Tell me, what have we had that's bad in this meal? Nothing. So when you ask about, George, I want my stomach to be flat, I always say it's all in what you eat. George, I want my stomach to be flat. I want to lose these love handles. It's all in what you eat. George, how much walking do I need to do? Walking is good, and I encourage walking. But you cannot go eat a 10-piece and then some Cajun ranch fries and then go walk and think you're going to produce the body that you desire to see or the outcome that you desire. That's not how this works. Like, it's a combo, right? Eat the right things, mix a little cardio in, and then you start looking slim and cutting years off your body. I had a lady tell me in the gym the other day, now y'all know I just turned 37. I know. I know you wouldn't believe me if I didn't tell you that. I know, right? But like, she was like, no, I thought you were like 26, 27. I appreciate that. That's what I strive to do. I eat right. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't stay out at night. Like, I take care of my body. Why? Because I understand God has only blessed me with one. Honestly. Like, and that's how you have to start looking at it. God has only blessed us with one body. I'm going to take care of it. If I want to have something, y'all know, like you just said, Ms. Tab, moderation is the key. If I want to have some cookies, I'm going to go have some cookies, but I'm not going to have cookies every day, every single week. I'm going to mix them in. Like, I'm going to have cookies today. Not like literally I'm going to have them today. But if I had them today, I ain't going to see them again for a while. Or if I have them today and tomorrow, like, that's going to be it. I'm not going to see them anymore like that. We're going to have our little date. Me and the cookies, we're going to have our little date, have our little one-on-one time. And then we're going to go through a real big divorce. We are done. All right. So listen, so we got our vegetables kind of going. Now we can get a little mix on those. Because you really just I'm not trying to cook these like well done. Like, I really just kind of want to soften them up a little bit. Now on that zucchini, I keep, sharing every time I do anything with zucchini, you don't want to cook it down until it's mushy. You still want the nutritional value of everything that you're eating. So when you eat it, you want it to have a crunch. You want it to have a nice crunch. You shouldn't just be able to like, and then the vegetables just mush. Like, that's, if your broccoli is like that, your Brussels sprouts are like that, your green beans are like that, your zucchini, your squash, all that's like that. I'm going to tell you right now, you have cooked all the nutritional value out of that. You have cooked it up out of there. So you want it to still have a nice crunch. All right. So cool. All right. So on making the sauce, the first thing we started with, I don't know that I showed you guys, the plain Greek yogurt, that's always going to be your base. Like, and the reason why that is your base is because in a lot of sauces and things that people use in the world, mayo is the base. Like, if you just start paying attention, mayo is the base on so many things that people cook. So what is the substitution for mayo? It's plain Greek yogurt. And you're like, and some people use cottage cheese. I'm not really a big fan of using cottage cheese to cook. Not that I have anything against it. I just prefer to use plain Greek yogurt as my base, right? So plain non-fat Greek yogurt is going to always be the base. We're going to start there, right? And I didn't measure it out. I don't really have to measure it out because you kind of just want to think about, lost one. Yep. You kind of just want to think about how much you have to have. Like if I'm making this for the week, right? I know I need like quite a little bit in here. So I don't run out. Like I don't want to just have some for Monday and Tuesday and I'm trying to come back and make the sauce again. So I'm going to measure it out so I have a nice quantity to get me through the week. All right. So we go there. Now I'm going to hit y'all. You can use some fresh garlic if you want to. I'm going to use this good old jarlic as they call it, which is just minced garlic. I'm going to use that. It works just the same. But I mean, if you fancy, some of y'all are real fancy. So if you are fancy, by all means, get some fresh garlic cloves. If you got the little garlic mincer, you can do that. Hey, but this works just fine. All right. Now, I'm going to use a little red wine vinegar. All right. A little bit of that. Again, I'm making this to the taste that I like. As you do it, you can you'll make it, you'll taste it and be like, I think I need a little more. I think I need a little more. I think I need a little more. Because you know what flavors those are done. You know what flavors you want to taste in your sauce. Look how pretty those vegetables are. Y'all see that? Look at that beautiful color, right? It's not too cooked. It's not cooked down to the point that it's soft. You have beautiful coloration through all your vegetables. Got it? Beautiful coloration. I don't have to cook it on high, just slow and controlled. I want a nice char on both sides, and I want them to still have their crunch. You see the beauty, man. Come on now, we do this. All right. So here we go. So now what do we have? We have our plain Greek yogurt. We have our minced garlic. Now I'm going to throw a little couple of mint leaves in here. And you might say, George, why? Just trust me. Just trust me. But again, you can experiment and kind of do this the way you want to do it. Like sometimes I make it with the mint leaves and sometimes I don't. Like man, listen, when I get in the kitchen, I just play around. It's no rhyme or reason to what you're doing. Like it's your food. When I cook, like I cook based on what I feel for the day. So if I'm feeling like, oh yeah, I'm trying to spice it up a little bit, I'm going to experiment and spice it up a little bit. But if I don't, if I don't want all that, if I just want to keep it basic, bang some out real quick, I'm going to do that too. All right. So now we just cut up some freshly cut up mint leaves. Throw that in there. Boom. Right. Now, what's next? We're going to take some dill. Listen, I love to cook with dill. Fresh dill. You see how pretty that is? Like fresh dill. Like if you were like me as a kid and you love like dill pickle chips, then you'll understand like why I love to cook with dill. Like dill just brings a really good flavor. A lot of times I think we get so caught up in using seasonings that we forget that God gave us natural herbs that we can use that carry more flavor than a dry seasoning. Now you can use a seasoning as a base, but if you just really want your food to talk back, go to the fresh aisle. Go to the fresh aisle, get some fresh ingredients that are still alive and use those. Like you don't always have to use just the dried seasonings that are on, the seasoning and condiment aisle. So boom. Now got some fresh cut up dill. I'm gonna drop that in there. Boom, boom. I want all my dill. I don't want to be wasteful. Groceries are too expensive, so let us not be wasteful. I want every piece. Okay. All right. So boom. Now what do we have? We have our plain Greek yogurt. We have cut up mint leaves. We have dill. We have minced garlic. 1, 2, 3. A little red wine vinegar. Now, what am I going to add? A little, oh my bad, I'm turning the wrong way. Are we here? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Boom. Okay, it's a little bit delayed. All right, so a little extra virgin olive oil. Pour that in there. I'm not sure. I noticed it's a little lag between my phone and the. I don't know why I can't tell you why it is, but it's cool. All right, so we got that 1, 2, and 3. Now, lemon. I don't have to tell y'all what this is. Y'all know. Y'all can see it. All right, so boom, got a lemon. I'm going to cut that. I love like having things that just make cooking easier. So like the lemon squeezer, just I don't. Yeah, I got muscles, but I'm not trying to be here squeezing out all these lemons. Why? When I can just do it the easy way, right? Get a lemon squeezer. So boom, now squeeze that in there. Yup, that fresh lemon juice. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Now, the one thing we are missing is secret ingredient cucumbers. But George, why? Just trust me, okay? Just trust me. Now I'm gonna keep it real simple. We're gonna grate the cucumber. This is, you see, it's already grated down from when I did some last night. All right, so I'm just gonna grate this down, get a nice bit of cucumber in there, and it's gonna take a little muscle, but I mean, you got it though, right? See how much we got. All right. Now, one thing you should know is that cucumbers hold a lot of water, right? And so when you grate this down, and I'll show you in a second why you're going to do this. When you grate this down, you're going to want to squeeze your cucumber out, the grated cucumber. You're going to want to squeeze it out because they hold so much water. And you ever like had something and it's like super runny? It's because it's too much water in it. So we want to get some of that water out of there. So now what are we going to do? We're just going to squeeze this out or wring it out like you would do with a rag if you were taking a bath. Well, I can squeeze it right here. All right, so now I'm going to show you so you can just see it. I want you to be able to see like how much water comes out of this. Now in my hand, yes, it looks dry right here, but watch this. Y'all see all that water just coming out of there? Pure water. You want to break that down. So now your cucumber is going to look like this. All right, so boom. Toss the cucumbers in there. All right. So now we can get active because we got everything. We are about to build our bowl and we're really done. Like honestly, you all see how quick this whole process has been. Like I said, it's not a lengthy process. Now I'm just going to start to mix this in, right? And I have those juices in there. So of course it looks runny right now, but I'm just going to slowly mix them in with that yogurt and let that yogurt kind of grab everything and slow it down. Just keep mixing. Whip it around. You see it coming together. Now you see that consistency starting to change, right? Now everything is combined. Look, boy, look at this. And honestly, like if you're just a fan of like having dips and stuff, like you could truly just make this dip and get like some pita chips or something and just let that be a little light snack. But you see, let me bring it closer. You can see. You see that consistency though. The beauty of that. Right? That's how you want that sauce to look, right? You don't want it to be too runny. You want it to have a nice, consistent blend. You can see those. I bring it closer. You can kind of see those herbs in there. Listen. So now what I'm going to do is build it. All right. Now, I'm all for measuring out so I know exactly how much of everything I'm going to get. But if you don't care, like you just want to make sure you're eating clean, then portion control, you're not really looking at it, right? But typically with my meals, each meal or whenever I eat rice in a meal, I'm never going to do more than half a cup, right? I'm never going to do more than half a cup of rice. So boom. I'll pack that in because I do want my whole half a cup, right? So I'll pack that in. Got my half a cup in there, right? I know I'm so weird. I just don't like stuff on my hands while I cook. I don't know. I wash, like, I try to make sure I use my dish towels in the kitchen because I would run through a roll of paper towels cooking because I just, every time I get some on my hands, I wash. Get some on my hands, I wash. Get some on my hands, I wash. Right. So now I got half a cup of rice there. What's going on top of that? Veggies, baby. Just gonna scoop a generous portion of that on there because I wanted to make sure I got those bell peppers, make sure I got some onions, and make sure I got a good bit of that zucchini in there, right? So here we go. Boom. Now, step one, step two. And I could have laid this out on a flat plate, but I like it in a bowl because I don't really like my stuff to get away from me. Um, since I'm going to eat this meal, you guys allow me to just weigh this out real quick because I want to make sure that I track everything I eat. So I need to know how much salmon I'm about to take in. Just a little simple scale. You know, I've showed y'all this before, but this isn't a part you necessarily have to do. But I just like to make sure for my numbers for the day, I know exactly what I consumed and what I took in. Um, you don't have to do this. Like I said, this just you go from you go from step one cooking to step two, boom, 150 grams is where I want it to be. So 150 grams of salmon. Now I'm just gonna layer that across, right? So boom. Now, guess what I'm about to do? Lay this across here like that. I like the sauce. Now, technically, you really don't even have to use the sauce. You can just season it up the way you want to, and you have your bowl without it. But now we got everything we need. Are there any bad ingredients in this? No. For us as women, I use 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. Yes, like I'm down. I'm down with that. So for me, I like to carry a bit more mass, and because I work out so much, I don't do many carbs. I don't do carbs in every meal, but when I do carbs, I want to make sure I get them in. So yeah, I do half a cup, but I'm fine for women. Yes, absolutely. If you want to kind of stay lean, because rice is a carb, it's a good carb, but it's still a carb. So you don't want to fill up. You don't want to eat rice all day. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to have rice and then sweet potatoes, and then you come back with some more rice, or like you want to be conscious if you're trying to cut down, right? You want to be conscious of the amount of carbs that you consume in a day. So you just kind of start to look at it. You have a little snack here, 30 grams of carbs there, 40 grams of carbs over there. You want to be cognizant of all that you're taking in. But now, guess what? I am finished. And now George is about to. George, I had to pray, man. I realized, like, when I taste that stuff on the air with y'all, like, I just kind of go right into it. And even though I'm taste testing, I still want to give God His praise because, hey, this I'm about to eat, right? So, but here we go. Mix that in. Now, if you like one of those people that don't like your food to touch and you like your joint just don't mess with me. Like for me, it's all going in the same stomach. Like I already know once I swallow it, it's going in the same place. So I'm not on like, oh man, I don't want this to touch and I don't want that to touch me. Crazy. I'm about to rock that out. And listen, that's a complete meal. You out of there. Now, mind you, I did all this. Y'all can see that right there. I did all this in 28 minutes of talking to you all. Now, if I wasn't talking to you all and I was just in the kitchen cooking, I would have probably did this in 20 minutes. Because I told you I put the salmon in the air fryer for eight or 9 minutes on 400. The rice, set it and forget it like the old school commercials. So really all that the process is really cutting up the vegetables and cooking them. Y'all saw that was 2 to 3 minutes. The sauce, I talked you through the sauce, but that's not a long process either. So there you go. Lunch is out of there. Now, I have enough. I can make another meal out of that, and I won't have 150 grams out of that salmon over there. I'll probably have a little lighter, so I might add some chicken to that too. But if you wanted to make it for the whole week, you got your lunch for the whole week. You are done. You are out of there. And you don't have to cube up your salmon. You can get the whole plank of salmon and slice it. And so you just lay a whole piece of salmon, which is what I also do. I'll just lay a whole piece of salmon on there. But because I got that salmon, I told you that sticker salmon from Walmart, I think it was going to expire today or tomorrow. So I went ahead and grabbed it yesterday. Oh, I told you, I apologize real quick before we go. I told you guys I was going to start to calculate, kind of help you guys calculate like what a meal costs. So rice, when I cook my rice and you see how much rice that is 1 cup of rice. That is like 1 scoop, 1 cup of rice produce that much rice. So I'll use that for several meals throughout the week. But when I buy my rice, I buy the 5 pound bag. I think it's like $8 or $9, right? I told you I got that pack of salmon. I think it was like $7 or $8, right? But if you wanted to buy the plank of salmon, I know I bought some of that over the weekend as well. It's like 20 bucks at Walmart. So if we were just doing simple math, we're at $25 between the rice and the salmon. The vegetables, the zucchini was probably like $2. It was two zucchini. What are you, 2 pieces of zucchini, I guess, in there. I think that was like $2 and some change. Red onion, $1 and some change, $2. Bell pepper, you can get a 3-pack, which I love the tricolor 3-pack. And then everything else I had at home, like, the Greek yogurt, I think that might be like $5 or $6. But what I'm saying is you can do this whole meal for the week for about 30 bucks and you have it for the whole week. Yes, Tangi, I am a huge fan of using the air fryer for salmon. Absolutely. Because you can cook it and get a nice crisp, but you hold the moisture and keep it soft in the middle. But yes, like I can do this whole meal for a week for myself because I keep the garlic on hand at the house. So a lot of things I already have. I keep lemon because I throw it in my water. So a lot of items I'm not constantly buying like I have them in the house. So I'm just buying little pieces each week. Like that rice, I didn't necessarily have to buy that this week. I won't have to buy rice for a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Because I don't just overly consume rice. I'm saying like work smarter, not harder when you're in the kitchen. All right, listen. As I said, I have missed you all. Happy to have y'all back for another edition of My Plate, My Choice. Man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, holler at me when you see me. Otherwise,